Hello, hammerheads. Thanks for tuning in. Only I could manage it, can't I? Not only have I been on a 30-day ban from Facebook since before Christmas, I've had a lot of birthday wishes on there on the 8th of January. I couldn't reply because I was banned. I also got banned off YouTube for 2 weeks. Couldn't comment or upload or anything. My video got removed as well. It was just, another video, about Black Lives Matter, I think it was. Just telling the truth about them, how they ripped people off for 90 million and that. Anyway, got one person complained about it, and I know how it was. He's like a paedophile troll who's been, following me for years now. A strange reason to be picking on me because I'm a small YouTuber, you know what I mean? But that's the way it goes. I mean, he has admitted to me on occasion when we were pretending friends on he pretended to be my friend on Facebook a few years ago, right? And he kept tripping himself up all the time, mind, about paedophiles and about how they have rights too and stuff like this. I couldn't get away with that. I had to block him in the end because I know it's trendy and fashionable at the minute. Paedophilia and child abuse and grooming, all the rest of it. But it doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't matter how many police officers are doing it or advocating for it, and trans activists and, nut jobs like that. Doesn't make it right. Still bloody wrong, for crying out loud. What's hard to understand about that? I hate these trans activists. I mean, they're causing that much trouble for people like me. Who the fuck do they think they are? Representing people like me? They don't represent me. They're not on my side. They're not even fucking trans. None of them. None of these fucking activists. They're just fascists. If you don't think like them, there's something wrong with you. The thing is, they're just the same as Antifa. That's what they look like. They're not activists, they're not trans, nor anything. They're just troublemaker, rabble-rousers. All dressed in black, military gear, and they're all men. They're all men. Even more misogyny against women. So-called trans rights. Stonewall. People like Peter Tatchell defends them. Like they're a wholesome, advocate for the good of humankind and inclusivity and all these crap words that don't even mean anything anymore, like diversity. That just means conformity now. It's been transformed by the left, you see. Once it was a word that meant something. I mean, these things like Stonewall, that's a very homophobic corporation now, actually, because of a survey they did not that long ago. It's to do with lesbians and trans women. It was asking them so many if they would sleep. In other words, they were asking lesbians if they would sleep with a man pretending to be a woman. They've still got a fucking penis. What do you think the answer's going to be? No, 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 and more bloody well knows. That's human nature, that. If you're that way inclined. If your sexuality is you only, you just want a relationship with another woman, that's it. You can't change that. Oh, but not Stonewall. And because of that, lesbians now are being excluded from pride marches. Very inclusive, that, isn't it? Getting the police to arrest them. Yes, I've seen it with my own eyes. The Pride March in Wales last summer. Ring any bells? Didn't think not. Because a lot of you lot, well, not the ones who subscribe to me, but I'm talking about idiots who... Oh, well, I never seen it on the BBC, so it mustn't be kosher. Don't be stupid, man. You're not going to see something like that on the BBC, are you? It destroys the rhetoric, the whole agenda and the ideology. Yeah, and it's an ideology. Incidentally, I missed Kelly G. Keen's. Well, she came to Newcastle on Sunday. I thought it was next Sunday, but I got the dates mixed up, didn't I? I would have got up and said a few words and all. Probably would have been dressed up as Paula too. But I'm telling you, because I'm into women's rights just as like the next person has. Trans or no fucking trans. I'm not having people on the left trying to cram me into a fucking victimhood box. I'm not a victim. I go out like this, right? Well, you know, sometimes I can go out really convincing. I would look a damn lot stupider, a damn sight more foolish going into the men's, wouldn't I? Dressed up as Paula. But if I go into the women's toilets, like, dressed up as Paula, who's going to bat an eyelid? They'll be in the fucking cubicles snorting speed anyway, so... or something like that. So, nobody gives a shit. Unless it's like some big, fat, hairy bloke with a beer gut. Stubble, and I mean lots of it. Fucking beard. Hairy chest. You know, pretty much like Sam Smith. He identifies as nothing yet. I don't know what his game is, to be honest with you. There's attention seeking and there's Sam Smith, basically. Anyway, someone like that's going to try and get into the lass's bogs, right? Obviously a man. Got a beard. No. They will not go in there. Because they're obviously not trans or anything. And if they're claiming to be a woman, or I identify as a woman today, big beard, hairy chest, all the manly attributes, that doesn't make sense. Well, that's another way of being disrespectful to women as well, isn't it? By saying, well, all women have beards, so I'm identified as a woman today with a beard. What else can it mean? How much more disrespect can women, like, take lately? Yes, I know men have been through it all. The last few years, the Gillette adverts and everything getting erased with the word man in it, man pole, postman, fireman and all the rest of it. But men rose above it and they were stronger and they just laughed it off. But women, it goes a lot deeper than that. They can't just laugh it off. Because there's a lot more to it. It's a lot more sinister. I mean, I don't mean to sound misogynist or anything here, but women are the weaker sex of male and females. That's true. So, because it didn't work with men, they're trying it with women now because, well, they're more vulnerable in society, aren't they? And sometimes it's not working with women. So what next? Children. Yes, toddlers even. And that's what's happening now. The weaker people in society are getting just trampled all over now. And it's a lot of people saying, well, it's hardly happening. It's just blown out of proportion. Like, the Scottish gender bill, for instance. You can very well sit and say that. Oh, it's getting overblown and everything. But no, that's all it takes is a few little steps like that, and that's the end of it. Everything's tits up then, isn't it? I mean, look what's happening in Wales at the minute. Their law's different than ours. Children have no rights anymore. The state in Wales controls children now, not the parents. Parents don't have a look in. At least in the UK at the minute, we have that, at least. Anyway, I don't want to mouth off anymore. I was banned from Twitter earlier, but I think that was just a misunderstanding. I haven't been on Twitter for about 12 years. I've decided to test the water since it's been, well, given a new lease of life, so I've heard anyway. Anyway, oh God, I'm a bit stoned at the moment. Can you hear them crickets? Yeah, give me a fucking headache, they are. Anyway, JK Rowling, I'm not a fan of hers, but I'm behind her all the way on this. I mean, I'm behind Sharon Davies as well. I'm behind Kelly Jane Keane. I would have loved to have gone to Newcastle and got up and said a few words. Knowing what I'm like when I get started, though, I would have been there all fucking afternoon. They would have had to get the police to drag me away from the microphone. No, I wouldn't have gone that far. But anyway, I'll see you later. I'm going to do some homemade shortbread now. Might as well. I've got a new oven. Oh.